Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, 12/19 of 2021. This is our second to last Sunday in 2021. Does that blow your mind or what? Because today is about blowing your mind, so maybe that's a good thing. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Yes, today's topic is about peace and the pineal gland. We're continuing with the series, The Answer is Love, questions to explore as we transition into an era of peace. The question that we'll be examining will be reading the question and the response that came through in the download for the book. The question is it possible to have world peace? Is it possible to have world peace? And sitting in meditation with this morning, I really got how limiting the mind can be and how important it is to help us to open up the mind. And I was, thinking about the awakenings that some people have through things like ayahuasca, the psilocybin mushrooms, and LSD, those kinds of things, and what that does to expand the mind. And I'll make a true confession here. I have not done ayahuasca. I have done a lot of experimented with various drugs in my younger days, in my much earlier days than this. And I always felt like there had to be something that expanded the mind and opened the mind and changed, got what we really wanted to get with drugs that did not have the same side effects or the icky feelings that always accompanied. There was always something that was not quite right with those altered experiences. And honestly, I can say that in my time of studying with my spiritual teacher, that involved no drugs at all and no mind-altering substances. In fact, quite the opposite. It's getting all of that out of your system and just being in meditation, in remembrance of Source, in really wanting to purify the heart and release all of the veils that keep you from just being in oneness and in bliss with Source. In that meditation, in those meditation practices, and in the remembrance practices and that I have learned from my teacher and the initiations I received in taking many what we called promises, the promise with my teacher, in the things that I did there, that's where I found the experiences, even the altered state experiences, that gave me what I really was looking for. How to be in that space of feeling that connectedness and that communion and that freedom from the constrictions that we feel while we're living in these bodies in this 3D material realm. And so I want to share some of those practices today. We're going to examine this question of world peace. I'll read from what was downloaded in the book. I'll read that, and then we're going to call on some of the divine names. And the divine names my teacher was a Sufi teacher, Sufi master, guide, and healer from Jerusalem that took me to amazing places, for whom I am forever grateful. We're going to, the divine names in the Sufi teaching, Sufi practice, the divine names are the names of the attributes of God. So from the nothingness, right? There is the light, there comes the light of God from the one solo, single, oneness, unified existence of Source. There is an emanation of divine qualities. And these divine qualities, we call them divine names. The divine names are made of sacred sound codes that carry vibrations and frequencies that resonate at the energy of the things that they name, right? Every sound that we make is emits a frequency, a vibration that resonates at a specific frequency, and the sound codes produce vibration that resonates at a certain frequency, and the combination of sound codes make up divine names that resonate at the frequency of the attributes such as love, such as peace, such as beauty, such as gratitude, such as majesty, such as forgiveness. And in the ones that we're going to be using today, al-latif, the subtle, al-khabir, the conscious or the perceptive, al-fatah, the opener, and al-hadi, the guide. So those are the divine names that, and we never know really when we get into the meditation. There may be some more or something different that comes through. We will see. And I will take cues from being guided by you and us being guided together as we move through this, and being guided by Al-Hadi, the guide. The guide. And these are all, you could call them gifts that our source gives to us through this creation while we are here. While we are here in these physical forms, we're squeezed into these bodies, and we are perceiving the world through our eyes and our ears and our senses, our sensory perception. And we can, while we're here in these bodies, in these limited perceptions, call on these divine names to help us to open our consciousness. And we're going to do some work specifically today with bringing these divine names into the center of the brain where the pineal gland lives. That pineal gland is that gland that, depending on which stream you follow, can be associated sometimes with the crown chakra, the crown center, or with the third eye center. But it is that which opens up our sight and our perceptions beyond the 3D realm and the 3D sensory perceptions that we are accustomed to living with on our earth journey here in these physical bodies. So let's begin by coming into our meditation and healing circle, our prayer and healing circle. Let's come together sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. And together let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. And let's just imagine this pure divine light. Feel it if you can. Sense it in whatever way you can. And invite this pure divine light to stream into the center of our circle, cleansing and purifying all of the energies, all of the veils, as much as we can, and as much as we are ready for in this moment in time. And every moment in time is a new moment in time. So allow your mind to be in inquiry, to be in observation, to be open to what is to come. Be like the child, as my teacher used to say, be like the children. And Jesus said that as well. Be like the children, be like the child with the inquisitive mind who's going into a place they've never seen before, and not with preconceived notions about what it is, but with the inquiry, the question of, wow, what is coming here? What are we going to find here? What is going to happen today? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could always be in that mindset? Because what happens is we get our brains and our pineal glands get calcified into thinking that this is the way the world is. This is the way it's going to be. And so we get ourselves into these grooves and into these ruts of thinking, well, this is the only possibility because this is the way I've seen it time and time again. But what if we could let that go and invite the mind into an inquiry state, like the child? Like, I've walked this way before perhaps, but I don't know what is going to be on the path today. So let your mind be open and let your heart be open. And again, streaming this pure divine light into the center of our circle. Let your senses and your heart face into this light, and let those preconceived visions and images that exist within your pathways of your sensory perceptions, of your sight, of your hearing, of your smell, of your taste, and all the way through your nervous system's expected response. Because the nervous system has a tendency to brace itself for what it expects to see. So your nervous system will align its positioning and its vibration to what expectations you have set in your mind and in your body that you think you're going to see or experience. So let those also be cleansed and purified by this light. Let the light cleanse and purify the space. Let it cleanse and purify the pathways to your eyes, the pathways to your ears, the pathways to your sense of smell, the pathways to your sense of taste, the pathways to your sense of feel and touch, and the pathways of your nervous system, and everything that sets you into your groove, that prepares you for what you expect to see and experience. So let it all be cleansed and reset into that state of newness. Let it open up your sense of inquiry. And calling again on our source. And really turn all of your senses and your heart and your intention and call on every cell of your being, from every fiber of your being, to turn to face your source. And imagine your source right in front of you. Your source is everywhere, all around you and within you and in everything that makes up your existence. Bring your consciousness. I know it helps me to just imagine source right in front of me and invite every cell of my being and every fiber of my being to face directly to this focal point in front of me and call that a symbol of my source. And it helps me to focus everything and to rein in all of the various thoughts and perceptions and things that are churning away in the mental body and in the heart. All of those things that are churning away, just invite them to face toward that focal point right in front of you and call on your source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, the source of truth, source of light, source of love, source of compassion, source of all of existence. And let's call on our source for that vibration of unconditional love. The pure existence of love that is not affected by the conditions that we place on love through our humanity and through our human ego, but the existence of love itself, which is breathed into existence of every material thing on this planet. Might not always look like it, but divine light, unconditional love, and the eternal compassion are present within everything in existence. There is, in the teachings of one of those Sufi mystics, Ibn al-Arabi, he teaches that everything that emanates from source is mercy. There is initially the pure mercy, which Rahman, the eternal compassion, which we also call on at the beginning of our meditation circle, is that existence of eternal compassion. And that is a form of pure mercy. And as things descend through the realms, from the unity into the multiplicity and in through the subtle states that get more and more dense until the point where we come to this material realm, which is a denser realm, mercy is present all the way through. And even in this realm where there is what many veils that can harden us and shut us down to the existence of mercy and love and light, there is within everything, mercy is mixed in with it. There is nothing that exists that does not contain an element of mercy in it. And mercy is not just for those who have done wrong and need a reprieve, or for those who have gone astray and need a reprieve. Mercy is for everyone and everything, because this realm that we're in is a challenge. It's a challenge for humankind to forget our existence and our oneness with Source and go on these soul journeys, these life journeys, to first forget and then awaken to the fact that we have forgotten and embark on the journey to return, right? The rest of existence doesn't forget. That's why humankind is separated out in that. The rest of existence is already in bliss and in oneness and living in harmony with nature. The human being goes through the forgetting, and that's why we have to awaken to embark on the journey to return. So, again, imagine, perceive, feel that divine light, the unconditional love, and the eternal compassion. These are all divine names, divine attributes. These are divine attributes that emanate from Source, the divine names for those attributes, for divine light. Ya Nur. Ya just means oh. Nur is the name of the light. Ya Nur, that's calling on our Source, O Source of pure divine light. The unconditional love, Wadud, Wadud, Wa, the all-encompassing, and Wadud, the unconditional love. We call on our Source, Ya Wadud. And the eternal compassion, the first emanation from God consciousness, from the solo single existence of God consciousness into the multiplicity, are Rahman, Rahman. And we call it Ya Rahman. And just imagine, perceive this stream of pure divine light, of unconditional love, of eternal compassion streaming into the center of our circle, filling all of this space and fully surrounding, supporting, and holding, loving you, containing you in compassion and acceptance, filling your heart and all of your senses with light, filling your heart and all of your senses with love, filling your heart and all of your senses with compassion. And take a deep breath and inhale that into your body. Inhale it all the way into the core of your body. And as you exhale, let yourself drop down and land into your physical body, land into your pelvic bowl, drop down into your hips and feel your presence in your body, your presence that is being infused with pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. That presence vibrating, resonating with these frequencies of pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion, all the way at the core, the central channel of your body. Inhale, bring that vibration all the way into the core of your body. Those vibrations already exist, these divine attributes that know how to resonate with the frequencies of the divine names, the sounds produced, the frequencies that are produced by the sound of the divine names. They will awaken the divine attributes within you of divine light, of unconditional love, of eternal compassion, and your entire being can awaken those frequencies from within you and resonate at those frequencies from within you and emanate these frequencies from within you of divine light. Ya Noor, An-Noor, An-Noor. Ya Noor, the divine light. And the unconditional love, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud. And the eternal compassion, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman. And bring those vibrations all the way into the core of your body. Inhale this energy. Your source is streaming down around you and holding you and supporting you and containing you in. Let all of this, inhale that into the core of your body. Let these frequencies resonate at the core of your body. Let it awaken the divine existence within you that contains these frequencies and knows these frequencies, knows the attributes associated with them. And let all of this resonate at the core of your being. Inhale it in, and as you exhale, drop down and land into your seat so you can be fully present in your body to be the light, the love, the compassion as it resonates from your core and emanates from you to spread this light and love and compassion in the world. And let's not forget the heart. Just take a minute and put a hand over your heart and take some breaths into your heart center, breathing in this pure divine light and unconditional love and eternal compassion in through your heart center. Like through your heart center, all the way into the depths of your being, and all the way reaching into the core, that vertical core of energy that runs through the top of your head, along your body, along the front of your spine, and through your base. Your heart center is a portal that can reach all the way into the core of your being and touch into that vertical core, and to hang out in that space inside your body where your heart center taps into your vertical core, and be there in resonance with this light, Noor, Ya Noor, and the love, Ya Wadud, and the compassion, Ya Rahman. It's a beautiful place to hang out. A beautiful place to hang out. Just hang out there for a minute. And I invite you, actually, for more than a minute, I invite you to hang out there while I read the question and response from The Answer is Love. I invite you to hang out there and listen through your heart, through the ears of your heart, while I read. Is it possible to have world peace? This is up to humankind, and the efforts of each and every one is significant. It is possible, but will it happen? That's the question. It is possible, but will it happen? Humans are by nature designed to make mistakes, but this does not prevent them from living in love, harmony, respect, and equality. Therein lies the perfection. Perfection does not come from not making mistakes, but from understanding the truth and basis for mistakes and navigating the return from mistakes with honesty, integrity, vulnerability, compassion, and self-acceptance. That was a long list. I'm going to read that again. Humans are by nature designed to make mistakes, but this does not prevent, I'm going to say us, does not prevent us from living in love, harmony, respect, and equality. Therein lies the perfection. It does not come from not making mistakes, Perfection does not come from not making mistakes. It comes from understanding the truth and basis for making mistakes and navigating the return from mistakes with honesty, integrity, vulnerability, compassion, and self-acceptance. Doing this consciously and skillfully can strengthen bonds and forge deep relationships where humankind can learn to care for each other without question, doubt, fear, arrogance, jealousy, or envy. It can foster cooperation and camaraderie. It can build strength that does not exist before or without mistakes. I'm going to give you a minute to think about that and let that float into your heart so you can feel it. I'm going to say it again. Doing this consciously, this being navigating and understanding the truth and basis for mistakes and navigating the return from mistakes. Doing this consciously and skillfully, that is with honesty, integrity, vulnerability, compassion, and self-acceptance, can strengthen bonds and forge deep relationships whereby humankind can learn to care for each other without question, doubt, fear, arrogance, jealousy, or envy. It can foster cooperation and camaraderie. It can build strength that does not exist before or without mistakes. Can we reach the point in humanity where this is the way, where enough of the masses practice these principles that it becomes impossible to wage war or live with injustice and inequality? Can we reach the point in humanity where this is the way, where the masses, the majority of the people, practice these principles so much that it becomes impossible to wage war or live with injustice and inequality? It is possible, and it's up to you. It's up to us. Can you live to seek love through every act and in every heart? To not stop with any tinge of fear, guilt, shame, blame, but to seek to understand, to be honest, to be sincere, with integrity, love, and acceptance, until the bonds are repaired and strengthened and we can no longer turn against each other. We can go far and wide and do not hold back. Go far and wide and do not hold back. We can. Yes, we can. So take a minute and breathe that in. Breathe that in. We've done a lot of work in our Sunday morning meditations with forgiveness and with acceptance and with love. And in sitting in meditation with this morning, I was guided to the divine names of Latif, the subtle, Khabir, the aware or the perceptive, with Al-Fatah, the opener, and Al-Hadi, the guide. And I feel that we'll stick with those because when you think of world peace, it is so far out of the confines of the mind and what we've been attuned to, what we've lived with. It's so far out of our common perceptions and awareness to think of what it would like for the entire world, what it would be like for the entire world to live in this way, in this existence. It's so far out there that I feel like calling on these divine attributes and these divine names to open up the perceptions of the mind would be beneficial right now. And the work of forgiveness and strengthening those bonds and perceptions, the bonds and connections that we have with the loved ones the people in our lives here, that we walk these paths with. This is also very important. So in that reading, if that brings up for you any of those places where perhaps you're still holding something in judgment and separation, where you may be holding a grudge or holding some pain that closes your heart, especially closes your heart to your loved ones or anything or anyone here on this planet Earth, or those who have passed on as well, then I'll invite you to come back and do some forgiveness work. We've got a lot of replays that you can go to on forgiveness. Or perhaps in this moment, if you want to set an intention that opening the space in the mind will also open your awareness and perception and open your heart to forgive any of the people or situations, circumstances where you may need forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of your source as well. You can make that intention. If you have an intention that you would like to make at this time, you're welcome to make that intention, speaking again directly with your source to make the intention. And I'm going to take us now to the divine name of Al-Latif, the subtle, the one who is beyond reach, the tender, the gently all-pervading. This name means subtlety so fine that it cannot be discerned by the eye, so delicate that it registers all vibrations and the tenderest mercies. It is so gentle that it carries the most blessed gifts. Al-Latif, and that's L-A-T as in Tom, I-F as in Frank. Latif means gentleness towards all creatures. It means alleviation, caring, and unconditional gifts. Its tender kindness works in the background. So be gentle to all creatures, and when you call them, do so with softness and tenderness in your heart. Al-Latif. Now, Latif also is it's the subtle. I'll just continue reading. It's a softening energy of love that helps us relinquish that which is coarse and turn to that which is delicate and subtle in us, not out of weakness, but in order to come closer to our true selves. So perhaps this could help with those places inside of us that need to forgive or to be forgiven in that way. Now, Al-Latif accompanies the reciter, when you recite this name, into subtle spheres of knowledge. This is why Al-Latif is often linked with Al-Khabir, the knowledgeable, the one who knows. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. And let's let's just sit with those divine names for a minute. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Khabir is the divine quality that means to know and to see all things and all states. If we wish to free ourselves from a bad or weakening habit, it helps to repeat this name continuously as often as possible. Al-Khabir, the perceptive, the knowledgeable. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. I want to invite you in this moment, first off, just, as I said earlier, be in a state of inquiry and notice what is moving in your body. Right? Your body is your vehicle that you are traveling in on this life journey. And your body contains like a dashboard. All of the sensations, whether the openness, the constriction, the little tinges of pain, or feeling whether the heart is open, expanded, or closed, the thoughts, everything that comes from this physical body and from this energy field of the body gives you information about what you're holding in yourself and how you're relating to the rest of the world, be it the material realm or the higher realms, the unseen realms. So listen to your body, listen to your heart, and pay attention to what's moving, and bring this divine names of Al-Latif and Al-Khabir. And the Khabir is spelled KH, like the KH, and then A, B as in boy, I-R, Khabir, Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. So if your heart is feeling constricted and feeling like it needs these qualities, these frequencies, direct your sounds into your heart center. And maybe we should all just do a few recitations directing them into the heart center. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. And call directly on your source and ask your source to teach you, to teach your heart and your mind as these vibrations are coming in. Just let them soften your heart. Let them bring knowledge and awareness to your heart. Let them shift the perceptions of your heart. Let them open you to the subtle realms. Al-Latif refines the veils of our ego that lie on our heart, so much so that the divine light shines through in us. Al-Latif has an intense influence on the heart, from which it quickly removes worries. All things in life deserve nothing but love. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Let that resonate in your heart, softening and opening your heart. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. al-Latif, al-Khabir. And I want to invite you, as your heart softens, is let that resonant frequency from your softened heart, just let that, take a deep breath and just blow out any of the emotion or any of the stuckness that wants to release from your heart. Just let your breath give motion and movement to it, and let it move, let it release. And I want to invite you also to bring these divine names up into your head center, up into your head space. And the pineal gland is actually located like in the center part of your brain toward the back. So just let this vibration of Ya Latif and Ya Khabir resonate into that space in your head. In the center of your head is in center halfway. Imagine your head like a ball. It sits on top of your shoulders and your neck. And about at the center of that ball and a little bit toward the back. And let this vibration and the intention of Al-Latif opening to the subtle and Al-Khabir opening to the perceptions and the knowledge of the divine, let that resonate into that space. And let it resonate into, make your intention for it to resonate into your pineal gland and into, as your source, Allah knows best. As we say, your source knows best, your angels, your guides, your healers, your helpers, ask them for their support and make your intention for this to resonate into this space, and trust that it will be guided and directed into wherever it needs to go, into the perfect space. Ya Latif, Ya Khabir. And just feel that as you say those sounds inside your mouth, let that vibration carry through the roof of your mouth and through the soft palate up into the space of your brain and up into your pineal gland. Your pituitary gland is nearby as well. Certainly won't hurt to resonate into that space as well. And Al-Khabir, Al-Latif. 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 And let it soften this space and help it to open, to release its, there's the word that comes up is calcification. I don't like to use words just because they've been used a lot, and that one has been used a lot. But the calcification of the pineal gland is a real thing. It shuts down that gland that is a gland of perception and awareness and connection into the subtle realms or the unseen realms. So let's let that vibration resonate into that pineal gland and give motion and fluidity into that space to help to release the constriction, the calcification from that pineal gland. And again, be in a state of inquiry. Ask your source for what your source would want to guide you to see. Al-Latif, the subtle. Al-Khabir, the knowledgeable, the perceptive. And let's call also on Ya Fatah, the opener. Ya Fatah, to help to open to the perceptions that our source wants us to have, the perceptions that we need to open to in order to envision and open ourselves to living in a state of peace and holding the vibration for our world of world peace. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, let that come right into that space as well. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, and Fatah starts with an F as in Frank, A, T as in Tom, and there's two T's, T, T, A, H. So Fatah, Fatah, Ya 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 Latif, Ya Khabir, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, through Al-Fatah, as Fauzia writes in her book, Divine Names, the 99 Healing Names of the One Love. The first line under Al-Fatah is Allah, the One, offers us human beings liberation through the path of peace. Ya Fatah. This divine attribute has three meanings: opening, beginning, and success. Truth opens at the moment of death, right? When we're no longer in these bodies, when we're no longer constricted and confined, that is when the real truth opens to us. From this space, we can do our best to open to truth as much as we can from within these bodies while here in this physical realm. And that is a part of our journey, to know truth as best we can while we are here. There's a beautiful opportunity that we have to know truth from this state of existence. So let Al-Fatah, Fatah, resonate up into that center of the head space, into the brain, into the pineal, and open, help to open the perceptions to the capital T truth. The truth that exists beyond this 3D material realm that is defined by time and space. There is a realm beyond this one, beyond the 3D. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah. Al-Latif, the subtle. Al-Khabir, the aware. Al-Fatah, the opener. And let's call on one more name, Al-Hadi, Ya Hadi, the guide. The guide. Ya Hadi. Ya Hadi, the guide. And let that, again, as you recite these divine names. Let their sound codes resonate in your mouth and penetrate up through the soft palate of your mouth and into your brain, into the head space, into the brain space. Al-Hadi. This divine name carries the quality of divine leadership for the whole creation, minerals, plants, animals, and human beings. This leadership can also be described as divine health. This name lets wisdom flow, and it guides the heart to the knowledge of its essence. Al-Hadi. Al-Hadi. Everything in the universe is provided with an inner coherence and with qualities according to the requirements of their existence and to the tasks they must fulfill. Al-Hadi, divine guidance, leads us to the universal awareness of divine existence and the awe of that universal awareness of divine existence. Al-Hadi, Al-Hadi, Al-Hadi. So allow that to resonate into your headspace. Al-Latif, Al-Khabir, Al-Fatah, Al-Hadi, Ya Latif, Ya Khabir, Ya Fatah, Ya Hadi, Ya Latif, Ya Khabir, Ya Fatah, Ya Hadi. Let this bring openness, opening you to the subtle realms, heightening your awareness, and opening you to divine guidance and awe of the universal awareness of divine existence. Breathe that in, breathe that in, breathe it in, and let that emanate from your headspace. Let's let it emanate from your headspace into your heart space and in through this vertical core of your body all the way down into your belly space. So just let it move, that vibration and that openness, that awareness. The role of the mind is not to be your leader, not to be your healer. The mind does not have the power to heal you. The mind can open its awareness. The role of the mind is to be in service to the heart and to the body. The heart is the portal to your connection with your source and with the breath of source and life force within you. It is your connection with the all that is. It knows truth. It knows the reality of the divine existence, and that is your portal to connect. Your body is like your navigation system that gives you information constantly about how you are perceiving and relating to and connecting with the material realm around you. But the you that it's informing you of is the divine reality and the essence within you. So as this awareness of the mind is opened, as you let these divine attributes and their sound codes resonate through your headspace and open your awareness to the realms beyond this 3D realm, I invite you to bring that back in and through this vertical core of your body, connecting with your heart, connecting all the way through your solar plexus, through your sacral center, your belly, and into your base, and be bringing this all in to be internalized in your body so that you can be the change you wish to see in the world, to be the change you wish to be in the world. To be. To be. So again, take a deep breath into your core, breathing all of your energy into your center. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your hips, into your pelvic bowl. And be. Be. Kun, fayakun. Kun means be. And in the sound codes, it means the hidden within the manifest and the manifest that contains the hidden. Be. And when God said be, He brought the creation into existence. And that word be in and of itself means the hidden within the manifest and the manifest that embodies the hidden. Kun. Okay, now I invite you to also wiggle your toes, stretch out your feet, plant your feet on the ground as all of these vibrations are resonating through your core, deepening your heart, expanding your awareness of your mind, and enhancing the embodiment therein. And, I'll repeat this final question. Can you live to seek love through every act and in every heart, to not stop with any tinge of fear, guilt, shame, blame, but to seek to understand, to be honest, to be sincere, with integrity, love, and acceptance, until the bonds are repaired and strengthened and we can no longer turn against each other? And to get a broader view of what that looks like and feels like and will be like on planet Earth, is let your mind expand beyond the confines, the constrictions of this material realm. We can do this. Go far and wide and do not hold back. Go far and wide and do not hold back. I'm going to open for Q&A, sharing, discussion. I want to invite you. Number one, be sure to be here next week. Next week, this is the last of the question Q&As from the Answer is Love questions to explore as we transition into an era of peace. This is the last of the ones from the first section on sustainability and world peace. Next week, we get into gender roles, gender identity, relationships, family, and children. So there's a whole section on that, and I'm very excited for us to get into that. So please plan to be here next week and invite your friends, especially anyone who has struggled with gender identity or gender roles and what has been traditional accepted beliefs in the world that we have lived in up until now. So I really invite you. Hopefully we will have a great opening and shift in awareness around that as we move into next week. And if you are listening to the recording, you can find information to join us next week at joyfullylivingwellness.com. You can also go directly to communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. There you can sign up to receive reminders of these weekly meditation and healing circles. You'll also receive replays and information about any other programs that we have to help us go deeper in this. While you're there, when you sign up, you'll also receive a copy of the 10 spiritual principles of our human existence. It's a one-sheet reminder of the truth of who and what we are, why we're here, what this world is about, or to help us to keep things in perspective and remember that there is so much in existence beyond this realm, and to help us to continue to open and deepen and connect with that. The one sheet also comes with a guided meditation, a 15-minute meditation you can download and use as a daily practice to help you to connect with that light and love and compassion within you, and to be that light and love and compassion you wish to be in the world as we move into this era of peace, which we are moving into by the beauty and grace and goodness of the one. All right. And with that, I am going to end the recording and open for the Q&A. I thank you very, very much.